Hey, how you doing? Alex here. Thanks for joining me. And in today's video, we're going to be covering the just released NCAA recruiting calendar for the remainder of the 2022 calendar year and into 2023. And why is this important? All right. This is important because NCAA is a governing body that regulates a lot of different things, but we're going to be specifically talking about baseball recruiting today and what all that means, what you can do, what you can't do as a player and as a coach. And we're going to dive into that. I'm going to pull up the calendar. I'm going to pull up the quiet period, the contact period, and the dead period, and what all that means. I'm going to explain all of this. And why is that important? It's just going to help you understand and navigate what you need to be doing during this recruiting period and what you can't be doing, frankly, as we go through this. And hopefully it saves you some time and money and travel as we go through this period here. But if you're new to my channel, my name's Alex Swinson. I'm a former Division I college baseball coach, scout, and recruiter. And now what I do is I run a recruiting academy helping student athletes and their parents go through and navigate this recruiting process and help them find the best college fit for them. So if you get anything from this video, please smash that like button, that thumbs up right down here, and subscribe to my channel. I put out a weekly video on recruiting and just how to get better on and off the field. All right, let's dive in. All right, team, let's dive into this. And what I have pulled up here, there's a lot going on, and I'm going to simplify this and explain all of this. But if you look over in the top left, this is the Division I baseball NCAA recruiting calendar, as I mentioned, for the 2022 and 2023 calendar. And you'll see right here, August 2022. So depending on when you are watching this, we are in July 2022 right now, the timing of this recording. We're about to go into August, and again, they just released this to show that really the next year of the recruiting period. And you'll see all these green and tan and red, and I'm going to explain all of this. So as we go into August, we are in the contact period. We have been in the contact period for really the last 5 months, 5.5 months as we go. And then we're going to, as on August 15th, we're going to go into the tan, which is the quiet period. So before I go any further, let's define what the contact period is and what the NCAA, how they define it, and I'm going to explain this. It's simpler because it's just one of those definitions where you're like, what exactly does that mean? So let's get into this. A contact period is the period of time when it is permissible for authorized athletic department staff members, basically aka coaches, to make in-person off-campus recruiting contacts and evaluations. So what does that mean? Okay, basically this means the coaches, the college coaches, can go out and recruit players off their campus. So they can go to showcases, they can go to camps, they can go to tournaments. So again, the WWBA or somewhere in Florida or Texas or California or the Prospect Wire or something like that, PBR, Perfect Game, all those, they can go and watch players there and evaluate. And really, no matter the age, as far as usually it's just high school freshman year, in some schools as early as 8th grade, but the majority of it is between sophomore and junior year. They're really locking in on players as we go, and again, it depends on the school. Now, as far as engagement with the players or engagement with you, college coaches cannot initiate the communication with you until September 1 of your junior year. So 2024, September 1's a big one because college coaches can now initiate. You can initiate communication with college coaches now with emails and calls and text, but they can't get back to you other than camp information. Now, how do people work around all of this, and how do you see commitments freshman year, sophomore year? There's other caveats to that. If you go to a camp, they can talk to you. It's pretty much free game there. When I say camp, it's got to be on their campus. They can talk to you there. It's got to be their camp. So if it's a University of Florida, they're holding a prospect camp, they can talk to you whether you're freshman or sophomore. It doesn't have to be September 1. Or you call them and they talk to you, and usually that engagement is either done with your high school coach, your summer ball coach, or like a person like me, where the college coach says, hey, can you have Johnny call me at this time tonight, 7 p.m. Here's my cell phone number, pass it along. Johnny will call, they'll start communicating, etc. from there. So that's usually how it works from there. So there's this gray area, honestly, why you see freshmen committing, sophomores committing before September 1 of their junior year. So again, contact period, college coaches can go out and recruit off their campus, and as long as all of that, they can do that in any of the green. So any of the green, they can go out and leave their campus and recruit. Now, as we get into the gray, or a tan rather, that is the quiet period. The quiet period is they can only recruit on campus, meaning camps. They can recruit at their camps. So you'll see during this time, usually typically in October, but definitely some in August and September, college camps really start ramping up. You're probably getting invites to college camps where they can recruit you there. They just can't go to another school's camp or a tournament that's off their campus or a showcase that's off their campus. So you do not want to go to a showcase or a tournament. Well, I say you should not. If you're going for recruiting purposes, don't go to a showcase or a tournament that is off campus here and expect college coaches, expect Division I college coaches and really Division II college coaches to be there. Division IIIs can be there, but D1s and D2s during the quiet period cannot be there. They will not be there because there's big consequences to that if they get caught and breaking the rules, if you will. So to kind of go into this a little bit further, August 2022, we go in around August 15th, we go into that quiet period. College coaches are not recruiting off their campus. All right, so they're again not going to tournaments and showcases. And I think the reason for NCAA doing this is because colleges start back up, high school is about to start back up, so they're kind of pumping the brakes on recruiting. And then it starts back up in September 9th. And remember, September 1 for the juniors, a very important day there. But then the contact period starts back up into the September 9th, and that lasts about a month. And then in October all the way through into February, we are in the quiet period where, again, college coaches cannot go off their campus and recruit, but they can recruit on their campus. Okay, again, that's camps that they hold there. And so college camps during this time period, during October through February, are important, as long as the camp is one that they actually recruit out of. Some schools recruit out of their camps, some schools definitely do not. So that is that. Now, what is the dead period? This is usually around signing period, and the dead period is basically no recruiting can be happening on campus or off campus. They can't have any in-person contact with recruits, aka you all high school players, whether it's on campus or off. They can't have it. Now, they can communicate, you can still talk with them, but they can't evaluate you and have in-person contact with you during the dead period. But those are very small time periods throughout the year. So real quick, going back to the quiet period, I'm going to read off the definition. A quiet period is that period of time when it is permissible to make in-person recruiting contacts only on the member's institution's campus. No in-person off-campus recruiting contacts or evaluations may be made during the quiet period. So again, basically that's just saying college coaches can't have any in-person or evaluations of a high school athlete off their campus. It can only be done on their campus, as I explained here. So again, the main purpose is you guys just understanding these time periods here, but also the biggest thing for me to give to you is make sure you're not paying a lot of money and traveling and all that stuff to go to a showcase and tournament and expecting Division I schools to be there during the quiet period, because they will not be. Now, they will only be at their own specific school camp. All right, their prospect camp, if you will. There's different names that they have out there, but typically it's called the prospect camp. They will be there. They'll be evaluating there. So if you want to go to those, pick your top 3, top 5 schools during this time period. So obviously you're not going to be able to go to all of them. You only have so much time and resources. So pick your top 3 to 5 that's realistic for you, that's going to be a good fit for you, not only athletically, but academically, geographically, socially, financially, all of those factors involved. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will see you in the next video. All right, take care. Have a good day.